So welcome to this session of Open Mentor on data analytics. Today we are going to see some more thing in Python. Yesterday we saw something called a list. A list means you have a collection of data in just one variable. Now I am going to do something new today. Okay. And you yourself will tell what it is. Now I'm going to say yesterday I used a square bracket. Now I'm going to use a normal bracket. So I say TN, comma, AP, comma, GJ, comma, MH. Okay. So I have, instead of a square bracket, I have used a normal regular bracket. Now I am going to say print type of this T. So what is this? Yesterday when I used this square bracket, it showed list. Now I am saying print type of T. Let me run it. It says tuple. So people pronounce it as either tuple or tuple. Both are fine. I prefer tuple only. Okay. So a tuple is a type very similar to, it's a cousin of your list. What is the difference? Let me show the difference. Now I'm going to say print T. Let me run. Exactly like the list, it is printing except the square brackets. Now I'm going to say print len of T. Let me run. It's printing 4, no problem. Now I'm going to say print T of 2. I am printing the second element. It's allowing me is 0, exactly like your list, the 0th element. This is 1, this is 2. Up to this, no problem. Exactly same like your list except the square bracket. I can also have duplicates. Okay, I can also have numbers 0, 45, and then another. I can have a duplicate like TN. Once again, it is appearing. Now let me run it. It says length is 7. TN is appearing here. TN is appearing here. So duplicates allowed. No problem. So I can access a particular element. No problem. Len, no problem. Then what is the difference with respect to list? Let me try this. I want to, yesterday I changed that, right? I want to change T of 2. I want to, instead of AP, I want to make it as MP. Okay. So I am trying to assign a value to second element. Previously I designed as 0, 1, 2 as GJ. Now I'm changing to MP. Let me run it. Now it is printing all these lines, but the moment it comes to this line, 6th line, it says tuple object does not support item assignment. So you cannot alter. That means in tuple, no changing of element. Duplicates allowed, no change allowed. Whereas yesterday we are able to add. So let me try to delete the element. I try to assign, it didn't allow. Now let me say del T of 2. I am trying to delete the second element. Let me try. Now it says tuple object doesn't support item deletion. So you cannot add, you cannot delete, you cannot modify. In list, you can do everything. You can add, you can insert, you can append, you can modify, you can delete. Whereas in tuple, duplicates are allowed. I can still get the length. I can still access a particular element. Only thing is I cannot change it. So the biggest difference between the list and the tuple is duplicate still. The difference is No change allowed. So whenever you want to have a list of elements that will not change, that is not supposed to be changed in any part of the program, then you use tuple. If you feel that this can change, then you use list. There are ways in Python you can convert a tuple to list to tuple. All those things are fine. But the thing is, if you want changes, addition, deletions, everything, use list. Full freedom is given. But you want this should not be changed. For example, in India, the list of states is not going to change. So it's like almost like a predefined array. So it will not change. So no change allowed. No line in the program can alter anything in that. Use tuple. Correct? For example, in organizations, the designations list may not change within a year. So if you don't want that to be changed, then use tuple for it. Is this concept clear? This is a cousin of your list. Only thing is you cannot add, modify, delete. Rest everything is same. Okay. Rest everything is absolutely same. Is this clear? Please raise the hands if so. If clear. Okay, good. This is again, should I use list or tuple? The decision is yours. Changes you want, additions you want, use list. I don't want any change, I don't want any addition, I don't want any deletions, use tuple. That's all. One more thing I want to introduce now. Just watch. Another cousin. I'm going to say instead of this regular bracket, I'm going to use this curly bracket. The same thing I'm going to use, for example, Tn okay. So I have given this. Now let me say print type of S. Okay, you will understand what it is. Now let me print it. Sorry, I think I missed one bracket there. MH. Oh, I missed the double quotes here. Okay. Now it's a set. If I use square brackets, it is a list. If I say a regular bracket, it is a tuple. If I use curly bracket, it is called set. Set is exactly same as our mathematics set. We use this Venn diagram, right? A union B, A intersection B, etc. is the same thing. Set also, I can say print len of S to print. I can also say print S of, let me try this. So I am trying len of S. Now I am trying print S of 2. I am trying to access a particular element like the way I accessed tuple. Let us see what happens. Look at this. It printed length of S, that set is 4 elements, no problem. But the moment I said access the second element, thinking that it is 0, 1, 2, it says set does not support indexing. So you cannot access through index or subscript. You cannot give a number and then access it. Means no index support. Index meaning this is a 0th element, this is the first element, this is the second element, something like that you cannot do. This is one difference. Now I am going to say, okay, I am going to say one more thing. Look at this. I used Tn, MP, Gj, Mh. Now I am going to give Tn once again. So there is a duplicate. So I created a duplicate here. Now let me run it. Look here, I gave 5 elements here in the definition. In that, one is duplicate. But when I printed the length, it is saying 4 only. When it is printing, it is ignoring this Tn. Okay. Now let me, okay, rather than at the end, let me immediately give Tn, immediately in between, let me try to give, see what happens. Let me run. In either case, it is removing the duplicate. So duplicate is ignored. Duplicate is ignored. It doesn't stop me. It is not giving error here. It is not saying error, you cannot give duplicate. But instead it is ignoring. Whatever value you give, it is giving ignoring. So the difference between your list and the set is I am not in a position to access it based on my index. I don't have. Length works, type works, printing works, no problem. Duplicates are ignored. That is another difference. Now watch here. I defined Tn, MP, Gj, Mh in that order. Look at the way it is printed. Tn, Mh, Gj, Mp. It is printing in its own order. It is not taking the way that I have given. Now let me run it again. Okay. Tn, Mh, Gj, Mp. Right. So let me, sometimes it used to even give its own order. It sometimes it will change MP to MH, and then it will randomly it will show. So you will not, though you have given the values in one order, he will not take in that, he need not, I won't say he will not. Python need not take the way you have defined. It will take its own order, and what order it takes, God knows. So that is another thing. So there is no defined order. No defined order. You can give them in any way, but he will treat it in the way he wants. So since I am not able to access a particular element, I am not in a position to do anything. But if I say yes dot, okay, there is a yes dot pop, there is a command. I say yes dot pop and say print yes. Let us see what happens. I said yes dot pop, it removes the first element from the left. Tn is gone. So he used Tn, Mh, Gj, Mp in that order. Tn is gone, Mh, Gj, Mp is there. If I use this once more, okay, I give it once more. First two elements are Tn and Mh are gone, Gj and Mp is retaining. So I am not in a position to use del, but I can use the word pop, so I can always pop the first element. No way I can access any nth element, but I can always pop some element. Okay, so one of the easiest way in Python to learn is put that s dot, then automatically all the words that are provided here, you will see this. Now, in mathematics, you have seen. Let me define this. I say ns. Okay, ns is equal to new set. New set is equal to, let me say, mp comma ap comma hp comma tn. So in this set, this is set, this is new set. mp ap hp tn, tn and mp are common to this thing. ap and hp are new. Let me do one thing. Print. What do you want to print? I want to have union of s and ns. S dot, the moment I put s dot, union ns. That means S union ns, A union B. What is the union? Let me print it. So let me remove this pop statement so that it will be confusing to you. Let me run it. So the sets are, one set is Tn, Mh, Gj, Mp. Now the next set, since I have got AP and HP extra, so this MP, Tn, Mh, Gj, everything is retained, AP and HP added. See, when I said union, he used this first set like this, but look at the way he is using it in the second union. He is using his own order. The same four elements coming in his own order. This is the way set operates. So he uses his own internal ordering that God knows. Same way I used union, I can also use print s dot intersection ns. Okay, let me run it. So intersection means what is common. Tn is here, Tn is here. MP is here, MP is here. So Tn and MP is the intersection, and this is the union. When it is making the union, all the duplicate elements will be removed. So whenever you want to internally use a set theory related problem and its solutions, I want to have unions. Say one set of names here, another set of names here. Give me a full set of unique names, then you can use union. Give me a full set of names which are not common between these two, lists. It is your intersection. Correct? So this is, if at all you want to do any set theory related operations, this set can be used. List will use square brackets, tuple will use regular brackets, set will use curly braces. Only difference is in set theory also I am not in a position to access a particular element in whereas in another places also the important thing is here the duplicates are ignored. List and tuple, they allow duplicates. And in other places, I am in a position to say 0 to something. So there is a way predefined order. Here there is no order. So there is a minute difference. Changeable, not changeable. Duplicates allowed or not duplicates allowed. Can I use index? Can I not use index? So with those combinations, they have given these three. All these three are cousins only. Okay? There is one more thing called dictionary. It is also a collection object, but dictionary we will not see today, we will see next week. Okay. If you look carefully, should I use list? To list, you cannot do an intersection. You have to manually do. Whereas if you want to do intersection union kind of an operation, use this. I don't want the values to be changed, use tuple. Okay. I want to access through element by element, then use either list or tuple. So those are all the finer or minute differences between these three cousins. There is no specific array in Python, but these are all the way they have implemented arrays. In other languages, in C or Java, you have arrays. They have implemented in one way. Here it is implemented in a different way. So they have given a specific name called list, tuple, or set, or dictionary. Dictionary we will see it in the next class. Is this clear? Union or say the set, is it clear? The concept of set. Good. Now we are learning more keywords, right? Pop is a keyword, union is a keyword, intersection is a keyword, right? Good. Now let me go to the next concept in programming language. Mathematics, we use y is equal to f of x1 comma x2. In some cases it will be f of x1. In some cases it will be y is equal to f of x1 comma x2. Okay. In some cases y is equal to f of x1 comma x2 comma x3. So in mathematics you have got functions, right? See the difference, you can try. Let me say if somebody is asking, can I find the difference? S dot is disjoint. You can try some of these things. There's a symmetric difference. Okay, you can try the symmetric difference between these sets. Try that command, see what is the value that it gives to you. Okay, so this is one advantage in Python, these editors, right? The moment you put that variable or that this thing dot, then it automatically gives you a lot of commands. By the way, we have seen only 4 or 5 or say maybe 6 or 7 commands in each of these objects in like a string, or what can I do in list. If you go through the help, there are tons of operations possible. Okay, so there are tons of operations. So you have to go through them, and then there should be a daily reading and then daily practice. But again, there is no hard and fast rule that you have to learn all the keywords. Nobody can master. I do not know all the words in dictionary. Same way, no one can master Python, all the keywords, all the parameters. So these are all the essential commands you will be definitely doing one way or the other in Python. So we are going through only those portions. There are tons of commands. You can go through the help and then see what it can do. Okay. So that's again up to you to go through, read and practice. But these are all the essential stuff. Now, the next thing is I was talking about a concept called block of actions. Okay. I will just introduce the block of actions today. A block of action meaning, for example, I want to give the length and breadth of a rectangle. You need to calculate. So I need to say, if you say, for example, area equal to length star breadth. This I know. There's a word called, suppose I have a variable L and B. I can calculate area is equal to length and breadth and then say print area. This is a logic. If you want to be as a block of actions, okay, if you want to create a block or a function, the syntax to use a block of action is def. DEF meaning definition. You define a block of action. Okay. When you define a block of action, you have to give a name. For example, let me say P1, okay, or say P1 to calculate the area, okay. And I need to pass the parameters, right? What are the parameters? In mathematics, if you look at just above the line number 1, you have the parameters are x and 1, x1 and x2. Same way here, length and breadth I need to pass. So you need to pass 2 parameters to calculate the area. To define def, the name of the procedure or the function, you can give anything. Okay. Suppose you say f of something like that, right? Put a colon. Whenever you define a function, you have to put a colon. All you need to do is, as usual, you need to do indent. You define 2 parameters, L and B. Inside the function, you put it in indentation. I want to print a statement, just a dummy statement, print, I am entering F, okay? Print, I am exiting F. So this is one block of action. You pass L, imagine that you have got a secretary who knows, you give 2 numbers. That secretary will calculate this L into B and then print it, that's all. Nothing else that person knows. Now I have defined it. One is definition, second thing is call. Okay. Define the function or the block, function block, then call. Call function. How to call? You have defined it as function name as f. So use the function name. Then you have defined 2 parameters, L comma B. Now for L I have to supply the value 3. For B I have to supply the value, suppose I give 3 comma 6. Okay. let me print this way. Okay. Print I am here. Okay. Now I say print I am back. So when the Python sees this def, it will not execute these statements. It will wait for the call, whoever is calling me. Now line number 11 is saying call this function f, send 3 as L, send 6 as B. Now let me run it, see what happens. Now it says is, I am here, this is this line. The moment it says 11, line number 11, f of 3, 6, control goes to line number 3. It prints line number 4, I am here. Area equal to, you passed 3 for L, you passed 6 for B. It calculated 3 into 6, it printed, then it printed I am existing F, then it came to 11, line number 12. So now if I do the same thing again with a different value, okay, I'm just copy paste doing this. Instead of 3, 6, I say 12, 15. I'm running it again. Now it says, first it was here, it calculated 3, 6, 3 into 6, 18. Then it says 12 into 15 is 180. 2 times you called, but you called with different values. For example, by mistake, I did not give the second parameter. It is expecting L and B. You called only with L. It executed for the first time. Second time when it saw this line number 14, it is saying, hey, there is some problem. What is that problem? Missing required positional argument B. So you did not give the value for B. So if you define a function with 2 parameters, you make sure that you pass 2 parameters. If you define the function with 3 parameters, you make sure that you give 3 parameters. Correct? This is why it is called reusable. When I say reusable, means call again and again with different parameters. This is the essence of function. Okay, the essence of function is, okay, somebody say, is the definition specific for the given program or can be used for all? Every program? Imagine you have a book. You take Ramayana to Bhagavad Gita to anything, you have chapters. And within that you have got slokas. So why do you need chapters, subchapters, slokas? Why? Unless you define it as a block, very difficult to read and understand. If you write a 10,000 line program and you don't have definitions, and each block does a specific purpose. So define a block based on the purpose and call it whenever you need. Okay. For example, name cannot be empty. First name cannot be empty, last name cannot be empty, middle name cannot be empty, and address cannot be empty. So if you want to check whether a string is empty or not, you don't have to do it again and again. You put it in a function, call the function again and again. This is called reusability. It depends upon how good you want to code. If you don't write definitions and then call it with parameters, the problem is reading through line by line and then understanding a single chunk of a large program is very, very difficult. It's almost like you are given a book where there is no chapters. Everything is like a continuous sentence, no paragraphs, no page breaks. Continuous, very difficult to read. Whereas here you are defining blocks of actions which can be called in a particular sequence with proper parameters so that it is easily readable, maintainable, understandable, and reusable. Does it make sense to you? Right? Now I will come to that. So one person is asking, can I use the reusable function across programs? We will come to that a little bit later. We are just entering functions, okay? We will come to that a little bit later. Good. And there are again questions like, will it take default values? I want you to read. If you use any of the jargons of a computer science student, I will pose the question back to you. Okay, this is my kind advice. This is the way. Now you ask, one person has asked, if I pass only one parameter, for the second one, will it take any default values? Now I'm putting the question back to you. If you go through the help, find out, tell me tomorrow. Okay, now it is a homework to you. Good. So I like people asking question, but the moment you use like a computer science student, I don't want. Learn like a kid. Okay. Assume that you do not know any other other programming, like you are coming fresh for Python. Okay. Good. So with that, I will stop the session today.